Hello lovelies, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy the next video. I hope you see something that you like, that you learn something that you want to try, or that you have questions that you would want to do the research and see if it's something you want to do. Alrighty, enjoy the video. I'm about to make a table for my mother, and I'm outside. I'm trying to hurry up and beat the rain. So this gonna be about a 3 or 4 day process. So my first step, where I lightly sanded the table and cleaned it off, that was the first step. And now my second step is the spray paint. So even though I'm outside, I'm wearing my mask so I won't have to breathe in the fumes. And so I like my table to sit and dry for 24 hours before I go to the next step. did overkill with the spray paint, but I wanted to make sure that every nook and cranny was covered because I don't want to have to come out and do it again. So like I said, I'm going to let that sit for 24 hours. So tomorrow around this time, I'll put the vinyl decal on top, and I'll let that, and I'll spray an adhesive on top so that I can make sure that it's secure before I apply the epoxy, because if your vinyl is not laid down securely, that epoxy will get underneath it and lift it up. So I'll be back tomorrow with step 3. Okay, this is how the table turned out from me spray painting it blue. Now I'm getting ready to pull the vinyl off the cutter, and you can go weeding with me. Alrighty, let's get ready to weed. Alrighty, I'm gonna varnish the back of my decal. And let's start the weeding process. This is Oracle 651 vinyl, and I very seldom work with this. So let's see if it's easy to weed. Got my scissors nearby because after I start pulling some of the vinyl up, I like to cut it so in case it falls back down. And so it won't fall back down on each other and create trouble for me. So this is a big chunk right here. So I'm gonna cut it out of my way. Okay. Let the weeding begin. And so far my favorite vinyl is Tech Rat. I think that vinyl weeds beautifully. But I didn't have any white Tech Rat on hand, and I had this I had this 651 on hand, so I said, well, let me use it so I can get rid of it. All right. And that's the only thing I hate about permanent vinyl is the stickiness of the part that you're not going to use, right? But that's the purpose of the vinyl, to be sticky. It's adhesive. And it's really hard to see this white. It is really hard. See that piece of vinyl right there? It fell back down on my design, so let me cut it out the way. And hoping I'm not cutting any part that I need to use. Let me get rid of this because I see this right here sticking on top of each other. Trying to create problems for me. Maybe I should have painted the table white and used blue vinyl, because this white vinyl is hard to see, especially with that light shining in my face. Varnish it some more because it shouldn't be this difficult to weave. Now, 651 is supposed to be the top dog of permanent vinyl, so they say, but I guess that's as far as durability. But as far as weeding, No. Nope. Ooh. I like to weed all the big parts out first and then go back in for the little parts. My camera is blinking at me, so it's letting me know that my battery is running low, so it might cut off on me. And if that's the case, then I'll just continue weeding and reconnect when I'm getting ready to put it down on the table. Oh. Okay, I have completely weeded my decal, and that's what it's looking like. I think I missed a piece right here in this corner. Let me pull this off. That's why it's a good idea to double check and triple check to make sure you got all the parts out of every nook and cranny. I gotta put it up to my eyes so I can see, just to make sure. Okay, that's what it's looking like. Okay, I have my transfer tape, which is basically Dollar Tree magic cover, and this is a very, very low tack transfer tape, and that's what you want because you don't want that transfer tape to pull up your paint. So you want something that's low tack. That's why I hate vinyl that's on a roll, because it always want to stay in that position. So let me see if I can get my transfer tape on here without any problems. See, I think I got everything covered for the most part. Trying to get all the wrinkles and the bubbles out. most part. And let me use my squeegee. But then the downside about using a low tack transfer tape, it takes a little more pressure, a little more muscle to get the vinyl to stick to it. But once you get it on there, she good to go. And I really shouldn't be doing it on the table, just in case I'm applying too much pressure and I scuff the paint. And I don't want that. So what I am going to do, I'm going to get me some parchment paper. And put it over top of the table. So that I can, and I need to see what is the front of the table. Because I be getting confused. I put this stuff on upside down. Okay. That's the front. Go this way, down. Okay, good. So I got it situated. Because I like to put something at the bottom of the table, but if it's backwards up here, then it's going to be backwards down there. But anywho, so what I'm going to do is give me a little of the table be showing right there. So that I can, as a matter of fact, let me turn it this way so I won't be working upside down. Okay. Now you should be able to see what I'm talking about. I'm leaving a little bit of the table showing. And hopefully I have enough of the transfer tape up top. And I don't, but I have it at the bottom, so I'll do the bottom. Alrighty. Alrighty, and I'm gonna slowly pull this back, because like I said, since this is a low tack, sometimes you gotta go through some things to get all your items to stick to it. But it definitely sticks to your hand. cut this like I cut the excess vinyl because it's in my way. Let's do about halfway there. Now where did you go? Oh, right here. Come on off my finger. Hopefully I can put it down there straight. That's the only thing. Like I said, my hand's sticking to the transfer tape as well as the vinyl, I see. Oh, I'm almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost at the finish line. I think I got 2 more letters. L and a Y. Oh, family. Oh, got another piece at the bottom. Take your time so you can do it right. Okay. Everything is on there, but this piece right here is Cricut. So let me see if I can straighten this up. There we go. Alrighty, I think I can straighten it up when I lay it down on the other side. So the reason why I'm using the parchment paper is because I'm attempting to center it, and I don't want to put it on the table and then some of the vinyl sticks and then it's not straight. So let me see where I'm going first, and it's not going to stick to the parchment paper. So this will help me to align it. All right, where's my ruler? Okay. So we got an inch. Okay, it's too much up top. See, I can be all day with this, going back and forth, trying to center this thing. Okay. That seems to be okay there. And let's see what we got left to right. Okay. Now, I got it in place, at least I think I do. And it looks straight. But now, oh shoot, when I put my hand down, I shifted it. And I still didn't lay it down the way I wanted it because I wanted my transfer tape to be on here so that I can stick it down so that all I have to do is, let me see if I can get some painter's tape. And that's low tack, so that I can hold my thing in place. Let me measure it again because I did shift it when I laid my hand on it. So far, so good. It needs to move over to the left a little. Okay. All right, so let me see, hopefully. Now I'm trying to see if it's straight. Like I said, I could be here all day shifting this back and forth and stuff, trying to get it the way I want it. So hopefully, okay. Alrighty, wish me luck. Oh man, my E ripped on me. I gotta straighten my E out. I'm gonna have to cut a piece of vinyl and put right there because my E got ripped. Okay. Now the hardest part is over. And that's putting this vinyl on the table as straight and even as possible. And like I said, I gotta make sure that it's laying down flat, because that epoxy has a way of getting underneath your vinyl and making it lift as the epoxy is drying. So I don't want that to happen. So since I just put the vinyl on the table, I'm gonna let it sit for about 6 hours or so, and then I'm gonna spray it with a sealant. And then in 24 hours, it should be secure enough for the epoxy to be put on. And even though this is low tack, I still got to be careful. Because I do not want it to pull up no paint. And I do not want the vinyl to lift. Uh-oh. One of my letters came up. That's why you go slow. Okay, let me turn the table around so you can see what it's looking like at this stage of the game. I like that. I like that a lot, but I don't know if you can see right there my E. Let me see if I can zoom in. Right here on my E, it's split. So I'm gonna see how I'm gonna fix that. Okay, so that is it for right now. I'm gonna go back over the letters to make sure that they are laying down. And so like I said, I'm gonna let this sit for about 6 hours, and then I'm gonna spray it. Let me get my sealant out. It's a polyacrylic. I'm gonna spray the vinyl with this in about 6 hours, let my table sit for 24, and then I'll come and epoxy it. So that is it for right now. So stay tuned for the next step. Okay, I have taped off the bottom of my table all around. And I'm getting ready to set it up right here so that I can start applying the epoxy. Hopefully you can hear me because I have on my PPE. I have on my mask and my gloves. righty. Let's see if we are in view. Yes, we are. Because once my hands get messy, I'm not going to be able to control the camera. But right now I have to stir up the epoxy. Right here I have equal parts A and B. Alexa, give me a 2-minute timer.
2 minutes, starting now.
I have equal parts A and B. I'm using Let's Resin epoxy. I have 8 ounces in here, 4 of each side. So I have to stir for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I just pour. Hopefully I mixed enough. Yeah, you would hate to have to mix something and then it's not enough, and then you don't have time to mix another batch and stir it up and pour it before the first part that you poured down cured. So your best bet is to come back the next day and pour. But if I remember correctly from the last time I did it, even though it was a minute ago, I used 8 ounces. That's why it's good to write down stuff so you won't forget. Still stirring. And I applied 3 coats. Alexa, stop. Alexa, give me a 1-minute timer. I applied.
1 minute, starting now.
I sprayed the table 3 different times of the sealant. So hopefully that was enough so that I won't experience any lifting of the vinyl. And when that happens, it don't generally happen right away. It's during the curing process, like maybe after 3 hours or something like that. You may see some of your vinyl lifting underneath the epoxy. Alrighty, probably got about 30 more seconds. There are a lot of bubbles in here. But that's what your heat gun or your torch is for. Alexa, stop. Alrighty. So everything is mixed. And I have about a 40 to 50-minute window to work with this before it starts to get tacky and starts to solidify. But it shouldn't take me that long, hopefully. I'm putting on another pair of gloves. I like to put on 2 pair so that I can work the epoxy with one hand, with 1 pair of gloves, and then pull that pair of gloves off and then hit it with the heat, with the torch. All right, here we go. And I taped off the table on the underside because the epoxy will run and drip. And it just makes cleanup easier with the tape because you won't have all those hard, crusty things on the underside of your table that you have to sand off. All you have to do, they'll stick to the tape. And probably about I would say 30 minutes after you finish, no more than 45, you go pull the tape off because you don't want the tape to stick to the bottom of your table. And each epoxy is different. This is a different brand. This is my first time using this particular brand. And for the most part, the epoxy is self-leveling. So you want to make sure that your surface is leveled because you don't want your epoxy to pull to one side. So after I get the epoxy all around the table, it looks to be good on the top, but I want to make sure that my sides are smooth. I probably could have used another ounce just to be on the safe side. Like I said, each epoxy is different. So I'm cutting it real close. Real close.
I'm down.
And I guess I could, instead of putting on 2 pair of gloves, when this pair get messy, pull it off and put on another pair. So I'm going around the table and trying to smooth out the drips that are on the underside of the table and apply it to the edge of the table. Right here. for some reason. Epoxy don't want to stick right here. Make sure my edges are cool. Alrighty, I'm gonna go over this edge, and then I'm gonna go and use my torch to pop any bubbles, and there are a few. And when you mess with the heat torch, you don't want to get too close, and you don't want to stay in one place too long because your epoxy can catch on fire. So you just shake your hand back and forth. Keep it in motion. Alrighty, let me get my phone, get the flashlight so I can get up close and personal and make sure everything that I think is covered is covered. Especially this area over here. Alrighty, that's looking good so far, but I still got some air bubbles. And that is pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Like I said, the tape underneath, after you finish working with your epoxy and everything looks good, you let it sit for about 30 minutes, no more than 45, and come out and pull that tape from underneath, because if not, it'll stick, it'll be glued to the table, and you'll have a mess on your hand trying to get it off, even though it's under the underside of the table, but you still want a nice finished product. And as far as being enough epoxy 8 ounces, it was just enough. So it's just enough. That 8 ounces is just enough. But I probably, like I said, I would have did better mixing a little more, maybe like 8.5, no more than 9 ounces, just to give me that wiggle room, because I ran into a problem right here on this corner where the epoxy just didn't want to roll over. But I had just enough in the in my container to get it to work. And it is hot in this room. I got the door closed so we won't have no house interference. Okay, so I'm going back in because some of the epoxy is not sticking on my sides. And if I'm pressed, I can get some off the floor. Okay, I'm pressed. I'm going to get some off the floor because I want my edges to be smooth. You don't need as much on the sides as the top, but I want my edges to be smooth. Okay, I think we are done. And I am definitely dripping sweat. I'm going to hit it one more time with the heat gun. Okay. Let me do the edges. Okay, that is it. I am done. It looks good from where I'm standing. And so that is the finale of my table for my mother for Mother's Day. I will bring you back and show you the finished product once it's finished drying. And you want it to dry for a complete 24 hours. Don't touch it. Don't bother it. If it ain't messing with you, don't mess with it. Alrighty. I'll bring you back for the finale.